Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Moody. I'm with Military Community and Family Policy. We help military families navigate military life. We're the ones who bring you Military One Source. And it is a great conversation. I've been looking forward to this conversation for most of the week. I'm excited to be talking about Blue Star Museums. It's a great program. It's for military families. So let's just get right into it. I've got two guests that we're going to bring in. And first, I want to introduce to you Vicky Perkins. She's with Blue Star Families. And I also want to introduce to you Wendy Clark, and she's with the National Endowment for the Arts. Welcome to the both of you. Great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
Let's just get started. What is Blue Star Museums and how did it get started?
Well, we're in our 12th year, and this is a partnership between Blue Star Families and the National Endowment for the Arts. And it was conceived to help the dependents and children, primarily of active duty military personnel. When it was started in 2010, there were approximately 2 million children who have had, at least one parent deployed since 2001. So it was an opportunity to help active duty folks get connected to their communities, especially in the summer when they often make their change of station moves. And, they suddenly find themselves on the road and they can stop along the way to visit museums for free.
Vicky, working with Blue Star Families, you're working with military families a lot. What sort of what are military families saying about Blue Star Museums?
Oh, so excited, first of all, that we can welcome back Blue Star Museums this summer in 2021 after taking that break last year because of COVID. It's such a joy for military families to be able to take part in Blue Star Museums. We hear a lot that when families are PCSing, they like to be able to stop at those Blue Star Museums on their way to their next duty station. Or a lot of times we have a lot of military families that just travel during the summer. Being able to take advantage and visit a Blue Star Museum where they're going free of charge is just exciting and a great opportunity for them. They absolutely love it. So the excitement's high again this summer.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, it was obviously took a pause last year because of COVID. And we're going to talk a little bit about COVID as it is now for people who are going into the museum. I've been with this organization since 2010, so I've been along for the whole Blue Star Museums ride, and it's really exciting. So Wendy, let's talk about the eligibility. Who is eligible to take advantage of Blue Star Museums?
So it's active duty military members and up to 5 family members. And they, will be presenting their ID, usually at admission. And the active duty member does not have to be present. That's the whole point. We want, families to be able to do things while the deployments, are occurring. And then, of course, if they're home, they can go together. But we want to make sure that's clear. The active duty member does not have to be present. And we have about 1,000 museums already signed up, and that will continue it's a sort of a rolling admission, if you will. It will go all summer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, and that's a good point. That number is likely to grow as the season moves on. By the way, what is the season? I know
it's it began May 15th on Armed Forces Day, and it ends Labor Day. And it's for Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, and the U.S. Public Health Commission Corps, NOAA Commission Corps, including reservists and National Guardsmen.
Excellent. Now, there is a website. So NEA does have a website. Why don't you kind of walk us through the website, tell us how that will be helpful for people who want to take advantage of finding a museum and planning a visit.
Thank you. This will be quick, but it's an important point. Because of the pandemic and different situations, we want to make sure that the participating families check our website. We have an interactive map of the country. You click on a state, click on a city, and you go straight to the website of the museum to make sure they are open. And we'll hope that museums will not have to shut down or close, but they're following the protocols, and people should check before they go.
Got it. So what we'll do is we'll put in the comments section a link to that website so people can get started here. And love for those of you who are watching, even if you're watching this as a recorded event, that's fine. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you've been to a Blue Star Museum before. What was your experience like? What was it like for the whole family? Vicky, this is it's an important resource for the family. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this, especially sort of where we are in the arc of this pandemic.
Yes, I completely agree, and I wanted to add to Wendy's point. One of the great things is that families can go whether their active duty service member is with them or not. I think that's so important because sometimes our families are doing those things, and especially after the pandemic, and having to be home and stay home to stay healthy. I think the opportunity to get out and get in their museum, so they're getting out of their homes and they're getting out into their communities, and then they're able to share that experience with other family members because of that additional members that can come with them. And their active duty spouse might be deployed. And so this is an opportunity for them to enjoy something, get their mind off of that, and have fun with their family. So it's fabulous.
I agree. Fabulous is the word. So we have a couple of guests we want to bring into the program now. I want to start with Darryl Walker. And Darryl Walker is at the Newark Museum of Art. And neither Darryl or I are going to pronounce Newark the way you are if you're from Newark. So our apologies to the fine city of Newark. But Darryl, it's great to have you with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
So you're with the Newark Museum of Art, and tell us about your museum and tell us about Blue Star Museums and your participation.
Sure. This is an amazing partnership for us at the Newark Museum, specifically for myself as well. Having a father who served 20 years in the Navy before retiring, and being a former military dependent myself who used to work at Naval Station Norfolk for the Navy Exchange while in college, serving military families. It's an honor to now work for a museum that is equally dedicated to serving those same military families. As introduced, my name is Darryl Walker, and I am the coordinator of community engagement here at the Newark Museum of Art. And as a Blue Star Museum, one of the many things we offer to military families is waived admission all year long. That means any retired or active duty member and their dependents are given free admission into our museum no matter when they visit us here in Newark, New Jersey. We are the largest museum in the entire state of New Jersey, and we're excited because we will be reopening our doors to the public June 3rd, Thursday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's really big news for us. We have some really cool things in store for our visitors upon reopening. We have a 45 outstanding New Jersey artists in our upcoming exhibition 2021 New Jersey Arts Annual, titled Revision and Respond. The exhibition will open Thursday, June 17th and runs through Sunday, August 22nd. We have a wide assortment of new exhibitions, installations, and partnerships. One of our more recent partnerships is with the Newark Symphony, NJSO, and they will be performing live in our garden on site as a part of our Summer in the Garden music series, and details are on our website for that. We're consistently going to be committed to equity and diversity, specifically being located in the great city of Newark. The Newark Museum of Art will continue to focus on expanding our role as leading cultural institution, and continue to promote equity and support the community we directly serve. We pride ourselves on our rich offerings and diverse cultural experiences. We recently acquired a major acquisition by renowned textile artist Bisa Butler, whose work just recently made the cover of Time magazine. We take extra pride in showcasing her work, as she is a New Jersey native who grew up not far from the Newark Museum of Art and actually started off teaching within the Newark public school system before pursuing her art career full time. Her textured artistic approach through textiles and underscoring of the Black American experience with such works like The Warmth of Other Suns will add an essential expansive chapter to the story of the Great Migration in the Newark Museum of Art's American Gallery space. Now, I know for some of those who may not be able to be there physically, you might be wondering what we have virtually, right? Well, our virtual offerings are very vast. Our program offerings for the virtual world are just as expansive, and you can join in from the comfort of your homes, no matter what state you live in. They range from art talks, online guided tours of our galleries, happy hours with noted mixologists, amazing cooking experiences, dance parties, murder mystery nights, and virtual escape rooms. You can drop in solo, or you can come with friends, no matter where they might be located at in the world. It's a great way for you, especially if you were like me, who grew up in a military family and your family's constantly on the move and you make friends in different states. It's a great way for you to be able to reconnect with those friends. And most of our virtual experiences are free. The paid experiences, we do notate that on our website. So I would encourage you to definitely check out our website for more information about all of our offerings. You can find us at the web at www.newarkmuseumart.org. And we also have our IG. Our Instagram has kind of become a little popular over the time we've been virtual due to the pandemic. On Instagram, our IG is Newark Museum Art. Or you can find us on any social platform using the hashtag, the letter N, the letter M, the letter O, the letter A. And that's pretty much us in a summarized bracket.
That's quite a summer. You've got a lot going on there.
We do.
Wonderful work that you do, and we thank you so much for opening up your doors to military families.
Thank you.
So we have one more guest. So we're going to go from the East Coast to the West. We're going to go to San Diego, and we're going to welcome Kerri Fox, and she is at the New Children's Museum. Kerri, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, well, good early morning to you. And I know you've got a super busy schedule, so thank you for making time to be with us today.
Of course. Yes, today is our official public reopening. And so far this morning, we had a few elected officials. We cut the ribbon, we let kids run across, and I'm standing on the upper level that we haven't opened yet. But from what I can hear, it sounds like recess down there. So it's very, very exciting to welcome kids back into the museum.
And that is the sound of business as usual, I suppose, when you've got a children's museum.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I'll tell you a little bit about us who don't know. So we're called the New Children's Museum, and new is intentionally in our name because we're a new model of children's museum. We commission contemporary artists to create room-sized, full-scale installations, and I'm literally sitting in front of one of them that's called the Whammock. So these artists create these playscapes. So kids are introduced to art in a very immersive, hands-on way. And then we're also called the New Children's Museum because there's always something new to discover, because we are always working with new artists or coming up with new activity programming. And right now, the new is that we're reopened after 14 months.
So you obviously are a part of Blue Star Museums, but you have had a lot of military people coming through your doors, a strong ongoing relationship with the military. Can you talk about that?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, being in San Diego, we do have a lot of military families. And so we have all year long, military families get in at a discount. And we at the museum have relationships with some of the military organizations like the USO and others where we provide free passes to the families. And then, of course, in the summer, we participate in Blue Star. And I've been here 9 years, and I know we've participated just about every year I've been here. And it's great because military are free all summer. And a lot of times, you know, they like it. They come every week, especially if one of the parents is deployed. So it's really important to us that we are that welcoming place, military families here.
So could you describe one of the more hands-on events that the kids tend to like or prefer?
Well, I see that you're showing the truck, and so this has been a long-running tradition at the museum that we have a car, a truck, a tractor, some kind of large vehicle that kids can paint, because of course they can't do that at home, right? So this is just something fun that's a tradition here, and this blue truck, you know, sadly for 14 months, and so now we're just starting to get kids back on it, but it will have, you know, layers and layers of paint on it. So that's fun. On that same patio, we have a clay studio, so kids can sculpt. You know, it's free with admission that they would get a little block of clay and they can create something, and they let it dry while they're playing elsewhere and take it home. We have an innovators lab, which is our makerspace, and we basically pair science and art for STEAM in our innovators lab. So a lot of our hands-on art has, you know, a little bit of science, so they're learning how those two things intersect, and there's always really cool projects happening there. And then of course, you know, we do camps, not right now because we're just barely, you know, getting open, but we do a lot of hands-on camps that touch on performance arts, visual arts, music, cooking, all kinds of things. And what you're showing now is part of our new outdoor experience. So normally that is a traffic way, but we've closed Island Avenue and the park across the street for our reopening. So we've got little cars out there. We've got some chariots where they can joust with pool noodles. We've got some climbable. So, you know, some families may not be comfortable being inside right now. So we've got the outdoor experience and we've got the indoor experience. So that, you know, whatever they're comfortable with as they start venturing out into museums.
So interesting, so important. Kerri Fox from the New Children's Museum in San Diego, thank you so much for joining us today. Wendy, Kerri mentioned, you know, people do have questions, concerns. They want to know, you know, what their level of comfort is, but also what do what are the museums asking of their patrons with regard to COVID restrictions and preparations. Can you speak to that? What should families expect?
Yeah.
Well,
so oh, I'm so
go
sorry.
ahead, Kerri. No, please, Kerri, you start.
I'm sorry. For us right now, we are requiring masks. I'm upstairs, as I said. We're not open up here right now. We're open downstairs. We are requiring masks for everyone 2 and up. We have social distancing. We've got some distance markers. When we have the activities, we've got the tables set apart so families can be at their own table. We have hand washing stations and sinks throughout. And then right now, we've actually altered our hours a little bit. We're open 9 to 12 and 1 to 4, and we're doing advanced ticketing, which we're seeing at a lot of museums. 12 to 1, we're closing to clean and reset. So that's what we're doing right now. We're evaluating it every day. And of course, the rules and guidelines are changing constantly. But as of right now, we are still requiring masks and social distancing and all the protocols.
Thank you for sharing that. And as you say, there are protocols. They are changing. And as the summer progresses, it's good to know which museums are, you know, where each museum is with regard to their own set of protocols that they have to follow. Wendy, can you speak to that a little bit?
Well, I think the best advice, since there are thousands of museums, and I did want to let you know that there is at least a museum in every state so far, that, you know, it's best to check the website and check the specific protocols. But I think they'll be very consistent with what Kerri has described. And Darryl was nodding his head too about, you know, their advanced ticketing, limiting hours, requiring masks. It really depends, honestly, where you are in the country. But check the website using using the NEA website with the map. And I did also want to make sure, because we've had great art museum presentations today, but want to make sure everyone understands we are talking about you know, historic houses, presidential libraries, some zoos, some aquarium, a lot of military history, the Bear Bryant Museum in Tuscaloosa, the Allwood Audubon Center in Dayton, Ohio, Lady Bird Johnson Wildflower in Austin. So there's really something for everyone.
Absolutely. Vicky, any final words from Blue Star Families that you'd like to share with us?
Just again, so excited finally to welcome back Blue Stars this year. We're so thankful for the museums that are doing what you all are talking about. You know, the safety measures, preparing the museums, and just being willing and able to open your doors, I think will be so fabulous for our military families to continue to make those memories throughout the summer, and also those connections to their communities that they might be moving to that are new. So we're just really thankful, very thankful.
Absolutely. Well, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with all of you today. Thank you very much. And again, if you're watching live or recorded, love to hear from you, your experiences with Blue Star Museums, going to see these museums, what it meant to you, and kind of where did it fit in your journey. Maybe it was part of a move and you were looking to break up the drive across the country. Love to hear from you. Again, thank you everybody for joining us today, and take care. So long, everybody.
Take care. Thank you.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's our honor.